Welcome everybody, it's Patty here from the Ranker Government Secrets. The 13 most evil U.S. government experiments on humans. The U.S. government has been caught conducting an insane amount of vile, inhumane, and grisly experiments on humans without their consent, and often without their knowledge. These are the 13 most evil, creepy, disturbing cases of human testing ever conducted by the United States of America. Conspiracy theory nuts are known for being a little out there. Actually, conspiracy theory nuts are actually now the ones who speak the truth. Okay. The government coined that term, conspiracy theory nuts, as to disprove any truth teller. Anyways. But once you read the wild government experiment stories on this list, you'll be a believer too. Did the U.S. government really infect its own citizens with syphilis and not tell them? Sure did. Did other government agencies test nuclear weapons, resulting in radiation fallout on multiple innocent Pacific islands? Oh yes. And did the top U.S. officials condone the research of corrupt doctors who are clearly torturing their research subjects? Click through the list below to find out. Get ready to become one of those conspiracy theory nuts, because after this list, you will never fully trust the U.S. government again. 13, okay. Goes to 4. 4. Deadly chemicals. Wait a minute. 3, 2, 1. Number 1. Mind control, child abuse, Project MKUltra, Subproject 68. Kid tested, government approved, MKUltra mind control. This is the stuff of nightmares. Excuse me. The CIA-run Project MKUltra paid Dr. Ewan Cameron for Subproject 68, aka experiments involving mind-altering substances. The entire goal of the project was to look into methods of influencing and controlling the mind and extracting information from resisting minds. In order to accomplish this, the doctors took patients. In order to accomplish this, the doctor took patients admitted to his Allen Memorial Institute in Montreal and conducted therapy on them. The treatment they received was life-altering and scarring. Between 1957 and 1964, Cameron was paid to administer electroconvulsive therapy at 30 to 40 times the normal power. He would put patients into drug-induced comas for months on end and play back tapes of simple statements or repetitive noises over and over. The victims forgot how to talk, forgot about their parents, and suffered serious amnesia. All of this was performed on Canadian citizens because the CIA wasn't willing to risk such operations on America. Since when? That is a statement of pure bullshit. The CIA wasn't willing to risk this on Americans. Oh, hell yeah. Okay. To ensure the project remained funded, Cameron, in one scheme, took his experiments upon admitted children. And in one situation, I'm sure that these children, I don't know if they had parental approval or not. If they did, the parents were lied to. Anyways. In one situation, had filmed the child engaging in sex with high-ranking government officials. He and other MKUltra officers blackmailed the officials to ensure more funding. Okay. Next. Mustard gas tested on soldiers via involuntary gas chambers. A bioweapon research intensified in the 1940s. Officials also began testing its repercussions and defenses on the Army itself. In order to test the effectiveness of various bioweapons, officials were known to have sprayed mustard gas and other skin-burning, lung-ruining chemicals like lewisite on soldiers without their consent or knowledge of the experiment happening to them. Upon contact with the skin, this would cause extreme pain, itching, swelling, reminiscent of severe burns. They also tested the effectiveness of gas masks and protective clothing by locking soldiers in a gas chamber and exposing them to mustard gas and lewisite, mimicking the gas chambers of Nazi Germany. It was also rumored that along with the soldiers, patients at VA hospitals were being used as guinea pigs for medical experiments involving biowarfare chemicals, but that all experiments were changed to be known as observations to ward off suspicions. Next. Okay. As head of Japan's infamous Unit 731, a covert biological and chemical warfare research and development unit in the Imperial Japanese Army during World War II, Dr. Shiro Ishii carried out violent human experimentation on tens of thousands during the Second Sino-Japanese War and World War II. Ishii was responsible for testing vivisection techniques without any anesthesia on human prisoners. Vivisection is the act of conducting experimental surgery on living creatures with central nervousness and examining their insides for scientific purposes. So basically it was giving unnecessary surgery to prisoners by opening them up, keeping them alive, and not using any anesthetic. During these experiments, he would force pregnant women to abort their babies. He also subjected his prisoners to change in physiological conditions, and including strokes, heart attacks, frostbite, and hypothermia. Ishii considered these subjects logs. Following imminent defeat in 1945, Japanese blew up the Unity 731 complex, and Ishii ordered all the remaining logs to be executed. Not soon after, Ishii was arrested. Then the respected General MacArthur allegedly struck a deal with Ishii. If the U.S. granted Ishii immunity from his crimes, he must exchange all germ warfare database on human experimentation. So Ishii got away with his crimes against the U.S. Because the U.S. became interested in the results of his research. Okay. While not directly responsible for these the actions of the American government. Okay, you know what? Bullshit. Okay. Our government played a certain responsibility. The American government plays certain responsibilities in everything. Alright, everything. Certainly illustrated that it was more than willing to condone human torture for advancements in biological warfare that could kill more people. Okay. Deadly chemical sprays on American cities. Oh! I wonder if these are chemtrails. Showing once again that the U.S. always tends to test out worst-case scenarios by getting into them first. The Army, CIA, and government conducted a series of biochemical warfare simulations upon American cities to see how the effects would play out in the event of an actual chemical attack. They conducted the following airstrikes, naval attacks. The CIA released a whooping cough virus on Tampa Bay using boats, and so caused a whooping cough epidemic. 12 people died. The Navy sprayed San Francisco with bacterial pathogens, and in a consequence, many citizens developed pneumonia. Upon Savannah, Georgia, and Avon Park, Florida, the Army released millions of mosquitoes in the hopes they would spread yellow fever and dengue fever. The swarm left Americans struggling with fevers, typhoid, respiratory problems, and the worst, stillborn children. U.S. infects Guatemalans with STDs. I'll leave the link because I can't go through all of this. I don't have enough time. That's the next one. Secret human experiments to test the effects of the atomic bomb. Okay. While testing out and trying to harness the power of the atomic bomb, U.S. scientists also secretly tested the bomb's effects on humans. During the Manhattan Project, we gave way to the atomic bomb that destroyed Hiroshima and Nagasaki. U.S. scientists resorted to secret human testing via plutonium injection on 18 unsuspecting non-censoring patients. Horrible. 7. Injected prisoners with Agent Orange. Okay, that's a video. Might be disturbing. Again, we'll post this. Operation Paperclip. Okay, Operation Paperclip. Let's see what they have to say. Following World War II, the U.S. government covertly instituted Operation Paperclip, a program of the Office of Strategic Services in which over 1,500 German scientists, technicians, and engineers from Nazi Germany and other foreign countries were brought into the United States for employment within the NSA. Alright? That's what Paperclip was about. After the Nazis got defeated, and actually the Nazis weren't defeated, they just moved to America, they brought these scientists over, and they created NASA. Okay. Ooh, I got off there. Did that. That was Operation Paperclip. Sorry. Okay. Infecting Puerto Rico with cancer. Pentagon treats black cancer patients with extreme radiation. Operation Midnight Climax. Okay, never heard of this one. Here's a government experiment that when you Google it, has completely different image results than web results. Operation Midnight Climax involves safe houses in New York and San Francisco, built for the sole purpose to study LSD effects on non-consenting individuals. Okay, so that was called Operation Midnight Climax. Okay. Oh, fallout radiation on unsuspecting Pacific territories. Okay. And 13, Tuskegee. Let's see. Between 1932 and 1972, researchers recruited 400 black sharecroppers in Tuskegee, Alabama, to study natural progression of syphilis. But the scientists never told the men they had syphilis. Instead, they went around believing that they were being treated for bad blood disease, as researchers use them to find out the extent of syphilis symptoms and effects. And on that note, I will leave the link below, and I appreciate you all being here and watching. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.